So hi, this is the video regarding the final exam queries. So the first task in the question has been to basically run the code on database and then explain to basically run the database and show if there were any errors. So I faced an error which I removed by so here while creating all the tables all the tables were not being created like cafe store employee menu because of this command collate. Similarly here in employee it was collate here, so I just removed the collate and added commas here. In order to separate the engine with the default char set, and I just removed it, and then I ran it using the command line and all the queries ran successfully. The tables were created. Now coming to the questions and my answers. So for the first query, I've been tasked to share the average preparation time it takes for all of the orders. So I just ran this here. So it is showing that 6.72 on average is being taken for each order to prepare for our Black Cat Cafe database schema. Now coming to the second question. So in the second question, it is asked we need to show the employee that has prepared orders, the least amount of orders. So I went to the orders table, because in orders table we have the employee ID as well, and then I grouped it by the employee ID. So each employee has created how many orders. So I just added the count and selected the least by ascending and limiting it to 1. So it has shown uh, ID count from orders group by employee ID, uh, count ascending. Sorry, so here the count has changed to orders prepared, sending limit 1. uh, hmm. Oh, so there were two MySQLs here, which allowed the issues are grouped by employee ID, then order by uh, orders prepared, ascending limit 1. So it has shown that this employee ID 29 has only created one order. Now coming to the next query that we had, here we had to show the employee who has been able to rework on how many refunds that employee has to provide because of his complaints according against his ID. So for that I used an inner join. uh, so I use the inner join with the employee and with the orders. So order had the employee ID and employee can show the names of those employees. So I joined them on the basis of employee ID and selected those where coupons were issued, and I ordered it by descending, so the most ones. So when I ran it, I see that there are two people that had refunded the maximum amount, that is 3. So the name of them were Count and Jin. Now coming to the next query, here I had to create the stored procedure in order to update the employee table. Since the stored procedure is created, so I'm just going to run it, uh, call it here. So here we created the stored procedure. So I added the new employee ID first name, new employee ID last name, and his email only, because we knew the cafe ID, and we knew the managers because it is mentioned there that so we can already check and hard code it. So I just hard coded 2 and 2 because 2 was the manager ID for that particular cafe. So I'm going to just run this call question to procedure. Uh, all so queue to procedure. Uh, yes, and then I can just add the new employee, add it mess a and email as how I am doing at Gmail. So it has added the row, and then I'm going to use select all from employee. So it has shown that the employee has been added with the employee ID hard coded as 2 and 2 because we knew that this stored procedure is only going to hire employees for this cafe number 2, that I just forgot its name, but it was the cafe number 2 in the cafe. So let me also check it from select from cafe store. So cafe 2 is yes for the Galactic City. All right, now coming to the next question that we have. So here we have to create Mr. Jin's user so that he can only have access to it. So for that I can just log in as Mr. Jin to see if only the hot menu items that have been hot are being shown only to him. So I can use Mr. Jin, his password is 1010. Then I can use black cat underscore cafe. Then I can show the tables that have been visible to him, and that is this view that I created according to his in order to just select the rows according to his user. Then I'm just going to select all the values, and here are they. So all must have the temperature as 160 because only the hot must be visible to him. Now coming to the next question. So by now I think all the questions have been answered. Now credit 1 we have to show the orders. So if Leah or Gano has to find has given an order and it has taken 23 minutes, so if we have to find on which date this has happened, so this query will be helpful. So yes, so on Mr. Jin we cannot run it, we have to run it from the root user. So just going to run it from here. So here we can see that the order that has its menu as Americano and menu size as 16 ounces and preparation time as 23 minutes. So it's going to share us on by joining orders and menu table on menu ID. So it's saying that on the 1st of October that order has been given. So for the second credit, we have to show how much money has been lost in the month of October. So for that I used another join. So I used a join with not a join here. So I used only the orders where coupon issued is equal to Y and order date like the month of October. I grouped it by the month of October and multiplied it by 5 because $5 was the basic refund. So $15 have been refunded for the month of October. So this is the whole final that I've been able to complete, and these are the details. Thank you very much.